Hey guys, welcome back to Win and Bet Picks. My name is Gio and I'm here alongside Luca. And today we'll be previewing and predicting the Monday night football game between the San Francisco 49ers and the Buffalo Bills. This game is getting played at a neutral venue. It is going to be played at the State Farm Stadium in Arizona. And the reason why the 49ers can't host this game is due to some COVID 19 restrictions. Before we get into this game, how are you doing today, Luca?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Not too bad, guys. And at the same time, I want to get into yesterday's results before we get into this game. We ended 1-1. Of course, Packers were able to cover their -9 spread, which I was very happy about. Of course, the Eagles did get some scoring going on in that fourth quarter. Which was a bit surprising given the fact that the course of the game was actually going towards the Packers. And I think the game was pretty much done at one point, but no, the Eagles came back almost, and things were getting a little problematic. But the Packers ended up closing that game and covering that spread for us. The same thing can't be said about the Chiefs. I even mentioned it yesterday. I hate taking big spreads, and I should have stick to my gut there. But at the same time, the Chiefs, I think, were a little bit lackluster. Their efficiency wasn't the best. And usually on any given night, you're expecting this team to put 30 on the board, but that wasn't the case yesterday, and unfortunately, we had to suffer with a loss. But not the worst of nights, and now we have a new week to look forward to. A week that a lot is still going on, especially in NFL action, and we'll be looking at obviously some soccer action as well. Now, let's get into this game right away here, Luca. The Bills, obviously, one of the better teams of the season so far. Their current record says it all, 8-3. They won four of their last five games, which is, you can tell this team is definitely on form. And that loss that they did get in those last five games came against the Arizona Cardinals in this very stadium. Of course, the Bills won't have very good memories of that game, especially given the fact that they lost the game on the last play with a Hail Mary play from the Cardinals. But besides that, this Bills side has proven a tough nut to crack game after game. They've been winning games, maybe even some that they weren't supposed to win. But at the end of the day, they seem to be the team that, sticks to their plan and gets the job done at the end of the day. What sort of performance are you expecting from this Bills side, given the fact that they're going back to a stadium that they don't have very good memories from, and they're facing this 49ers side whose form hasn't been good whatsoever. Of course, they did manage to break their three-game losing streak against the Los Angeles Rams on a last-second field goal. But besides that, we've seen this 49ers team struggle time and time again.
Yes, despite what the records may indicate, I'm expecting an extremely close one here. The Dolphins improved to 8-4 yesterday, putting the pressure on the Bills to really get a win here, and that's something the Bills have struggled with in the past. Really closing out the season, finishing strong down the stretch, and I think the Bills have to be happy with where they are right now. The division is in sight. With the Patriots. Um, on not playing too well with after the loss of Tom Brady. The division is up for grabs, and I think Bills fans can sense this. They're so happy their team is gonna likely make the playoffs, potentially get a playoff win. And yeah, the defense, I must say, the Bills defense, although they did look shaky throughout the season, the last couple of games they've really shored it up and they've looked more like themselves from last year in terms of defense. But this Bills team does love to throw the ball. That may lead to being a touch predictable. They don't rely on the ground game too much. Only four touchdowns, rushing touchdowns this season isn't great, but really Josh Allen is the focus of this offense, and he really does love to find his targets. His favorite target has been, Diggs all season long. Diggs is really putting together a quietly impressive season after leaving the Vikings. He wanted to be the number one guy, and I think he really is the number one guy with the Bills here. In terms of the 49ers, it's absurd to see, the fall in form from last year. They made the Super Bowl, they topped the division, and now they're 5-6. How is this possible? Well, really, it's down to injuries. The injury riddled side has prevented them from really finding their form this season.
Yeah, no, you touched on a good point there. This 49ers side, personally, I'm very surprised by their record, not only their record, but also their performances, all season long so far. And currently sitting at 5-6 is not something you be predicting at the beginning of the season. That's for sure. But injuries, like you said, are one of the main reasons as to why I think this 49ers team still has trouble clicking, especially with the absentee of Garoppolo, not being that man that they relied on so much, especially last season, to get things done for them. And Mullins, a guy that he's been playing okay recently, but at the end of the day, this is a team that's also very prone to interceptions, and you got to be careful with this Bills side because the Bills could definitely take advantage of that at the end of the day and make the 49ers pay. Now, you spoke about some interesting things there regarding the Bills as well. This is a team that focuses a lot on passing rather than rushing. And the opposite can be said about the 49ers that focus more on rushing than passing when it comes to their offensive game. So we got a clash of two offensive styles here. And at the end of the day, it's gonna be interesting because we like seeing two different style of games coming into in this one. And at the end of the day, we want to see which style is going to be the dominant one. Of course, at the end, we're looking at a team, especially like the 49ers, that are very good on the rushing game, not only in scoring, but obviously in terms of touchdowns allowed. They really don't let much. They only let in 7 touchdowns. This whole season, currently ranked sixth in the league, and also when it comes to passing yards allowed, they're currently ranked fourth in the league with an average of about 209 yards allowed. So in terms of defense, you can definitely see this team is playing well. However, you got a Bills side at the end of the day that's also fourth ranked in the league with 279 passing yards and sixth ranked in the league on 22 passing touchdowns. Now that's a big number there, and of course, we're going to see how Josh Allen, ends the day, I guess you can say, and see what sort of result we can get from these Bills given these statistics going for them. Luca, how do you see this one going, though? At the end of the day, yes, the bookies are calling it close, but how are you seeing this one?
I think it's really going to depend on how well Mullins plays. If he can keep the ball out of Josh Allen's hands, limit turnovers, they do have a legitimate chance to stay in the game thanks to the strength of their defense. As you said, they rank in, top five, top 10 in yards allowed all season. I think we need to keep an eye out for Debo Samuel, the returning wide receiver coming fresh off an injury. He's coming into this one. He's going to want to prove himself. This guy was great last year, and I think Mullins will try to utilize him as best as possible. So yeah, if Mullins can really limit the turnovers, the 49ers are in this game, but ultimately the Bills are a more well-rounded team, and I think that'll win out at the end of the day.
That's a very good point there. I feel like this game it will definitely be a close one on the cards, but let's not forget how well-rounded this Bills team is, and not only that, but they seem to somehow stay in the game. Game after game, and even though they don't get the prettiest of wins, they somehow always manage to click at the end and get those wins that at the end of the day, will probably result in them earning a playoff spot. And that's what we have to look at. Um, this 49ers side, yes, they were in the Super Bowl game last year, but a lot has changed since then. They're not healthy. I still see lots of problems with this team, not only defensively but also offensively. And at the end of the day, this could maybe even be a shootout, but it's all really going to depend on which team shows up at the end of the day. And if I had to pick between one or the other, I'm going to go with the more well rounded team at the moment. There's no question about it. So give me the Buffalo Bills on the money line. That's our pick for today. You can get quite the value, I guess you can say, depending on the book at the moment. I personally just got it at plus 100 or two times if you're looking at decimal odds. There's some bookies out there giving it at 1.95 depending on the juice. But, at the end of the day, I think Bills money line is a play here, and that's what we're gonna go with. Don't forget to leave your thoughts on this game in the comments section below. Are you even touching this game? Are you tailing it, fading it? Let us know. Also, guys, don't forget to please leave a like, subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us on Twitter and Instagram as well, and we'll catch you guys tomorrow with another video. Thank you for watching, and good luck with your bets today.